Hello, it is Read Fast channel. On this slide, we're diving into the core idea of breaking the habit of being yourself by Joe Dispenza. Dispenza's central thesis is bold but simple. You are not permanently defined by your past. According to him, your personality, the way you think, act, and feel, is largely the result of repeated thoughts and emotional patterns. Over time, those patterns become neurological habits wired into the brain. He combines neuroscience with concepts of quantum possibility to argue that when you intentionally change your thoughts and elevate your emotional state, you literally begin to rewire your brain. New neural pathways form, old emotional addictions weaken, and your body starts responding to a new internal identity. In other words, if you change your mind consistently and consciously, you can change your brain, your body, and ultimately your personal reality. In this slide, we move into the scientific foundation behind Dispenza's argument in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. First, neuroplasticity. The brain is not fixed. Every repeated thought strengthens neural circuits. Over time, thinking the same way literally wires the brain into predictable patterns. That's why habits feel automatic. They are biologically reinforced pathways. Second, epigenetics. Your genes are not your destiny. Emotional states and environmental factors influence how genes are expressed. Chronic stress activates certain biological responses, while elevated emotional states can support healing and regulation. Third, energy and information. Thoughts produce measurable electromagnetic activity in the brain and heart. Focused attention and intention, according to Dispenza, can reorganize internal patterns and shift how the body responds. Together, these principles suggest that changing internal states can create measurable biological change. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza explains a powerful mechanism. Repetition turns thoughts into identity. A single thought doesn't define you, but when a thought is paired with a strong emotion and repeated over and over, it becomes a neural program. Each cycle, thought followed by feeling, strengthens specific neural circuits in the brain. Eventually, those circuits fire automatically. Over time, we don't just experience emotions like stress, guilt, or frustration, we memorize them. The body becomes chemically addicted to familiar emotional states. Thought creates feeling, feeling drives behavior, and behavior reinforces the same thought. That's the habit loop. If you want different results in life, you can't just change behavior. You have to interrupt the emotional repetition that keeps the old identity alive. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza outlines a practical path for breaking limiting patterns. First, identify the pattern. Most of our behaviors are unconscious programs running in the background. Through reflection or journaling, you begin to notice recurring emotional triggers, repeated reactions, and familiar internal dialogues. Awareness is the first interruption. Second, question the story. Many beliefs feel like facts, but they're often rehearsed narratives built from past experiences. When you consciously examine them, you ask, is this objectively true, or is this just a memorized interpretation? Third, interrupt the cycle. The real transformation happens in the moment of habitual reaction. When you pause instead of reacting automatically, you create space for choice. That small gap between stimulus and response is where a new identity can begin to form. One of the core tools in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza is meditation, but not as relaxation, rather as neurological reprogramming. Dispenza explains that meditation shifts the brain from high-frequency beta waves, associated with analytical thinking and stress, into slower alpha and theta states. These states are linked to the subconscious mind, where automatic emotional programs live. The process has 3 stages: focused attention to stabilize awareness, heart-centered elevated emotion like gratitude, and observational awareness, where you detach from your old identity and simply witness thoughts without reacting. In this state, the conscious mind quiets down. You are no longer rehearsing the past, and that is exactly the condition where new neural patterns can begin to form. Dispenza doesn't leave it theoretical. He offers practical steps to rewire your brain. First, mindful observation. Notice automatic thoughts without judging them. Label them. Detach from them. Awareness weakens old circuits. Second, emotional rehearsal. Don't wait for external success to feel gratitude or joy. Generate elevated emotions intentionally and pair them with new thoughts. This teaches the body a new chemical state. Third, mental repetition. Through focused visualization, you repeatedly imagine a new version of yourself. Repetition strengthens emerging neural pathways. And finally, behavioral alignment. Small actions must match the new internal state. When thoughts, emotions, and behavior align, the change loop becomes complete. In Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Joe Dispenza stresses that creating a new reality is not just about thinking differently, it's about thinking and feeling differently at the same time. Vision boards act as visual anchors. They clarify intention and give the brain a concrete target. The more vivid and specific the image, the more effectively the brain encodes it as a possible future. Clarity reduces ambiguity, and the brain responds to clear signals. But intention alone isn't enough. Emotional charge is essential. You don't wait for the result to feel gratitude, success, or freedom. You generate those emotions now. The body must experience the future before it happens. And consistency matters more than duration. Short, daily mental rehearsals strengthen neural pathways far more effectively than occasional long sessions. Repetition builds identity. On this slide, we look at how Joe Dispenza's methods work in real life. Let's explore 3 main areas. First, career. Clients who regularly practice mental rehearsal and realign their emotions toward their goals often notice that decisions become clearer and new opportunities appear more easily. It's as if they are programming themselves for success, and this reflects in real-world professional chances. Second, health and recovery. Here, mindset shifts work alongside medical care. Positive mental focus, consciously imagining desired outcomes, and emotional alignment often correlate with faster recovery and increased resilience to stress. Finally, relationships. When one person changes their internal state, for example, becoming calmer or more confident, it noticeably alters interactions with their partner. As a result, relationship outcomes change too, because emotional resonance between people is highly sensitive. These examples show that the power of the subconscious isn't just an abstract idea, it's a practical tool for transforming multiple aspects of life. On this slide, we explore how to overcome challenges and stay consistent with the practices Joe Dispenza teaches. First, resistance and old identity. When you try to change your thoughts or behaviors, expect internal pushback. The brain naturally prefers familiar patterns, so resistance is normal. Recognizing it as a sign that your brain is rewiring can help you stay patient and persistent. Second, practical rituals. Short daily practices, scheduled sessions, and environmental cues, like notes, images, or reminders, are essential for forming new habits. These small, consistent actions reinforce your desired mental and emotional states over time. Finally, community and accountability. Sharing your practice with others or tracking small wins creates support and motivation. Being part of a group or simply recording progress helps maintain momentum, especially during moments of doubt or distraction. Together, these strategies help you navigate challenges and build lasting transformation. On this final slide, we summarize the key takeaways from Joe Dispenza's work and your journey to a new you. First, we are programmable. The thoughts and feelings we repeat create our identity, so it's crucial to choose them deliberately. Every moment is an opportunity to shape who we are becoming. Second, meditation is the tool. It bridges conscious intention with subconscious change. By cultivating elevated emotions while remaining detached from your past self, you can effectively rewire your mind. Third, practice, then act. Visualize and feel your desired future, then align your daily behaviors accordingly. Consistent repetition turns new possibilities into reality. Begin small, measure your shifts, and iterate. The path Dispenza outlines blends science and practice to create lasting personal transformation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our future summaries of life-changing books. Your journey to a better you starts one step at a time.